Hey there, folks. I know it has been a little while. Um, I've been really busy. I've been really busy with a lot, and frankly, I am still busy. But I got some new toys in to try out and test that I'm going to talk to you about. First one we're going to do, and we're only doing one per video, just to make that clear. This one is from our friends over at Funzze. Funzze. I gotta ask them how that's supposed to be pronounced. Who, for the most part, I have liked their products to varying degrees. I don't think there's been anything from them that I flat out didn't recommend. I think there have been some things that have been more effective and more enticing, at least for me, than others. But they're still willing to send me stuff. In full disclosure, this stuff was sent to me for the purposes of review at no cost. And now this video is going to be demonetized because these always are. So what we have here is vibrating anal beads. Now, these, I saw these on the website, and they asked me what I'd be interested in trying, and I was curious about these. The website does not do a great job of making it clear how floppy and bendy these are, which is a good thing. Because you don't... I'm not going to say you don't want something too stiff, but if you're going to go this length and with kind of a finer tip, having a good bend on it, I think is a good call. And I also like that while it does maintain the bead shape of the various sort of segments that you can close over as you go and get all the way to the end, that it's not too fine in between. That's sometimes something that I don't like. It's why I don't recommend ever getting beads that are actually on a string, just because this texture is fine, but the texture of what they're threaded through can at times be iffy. So this is already off to a decent start. So this has a built-in rechargeable battery. You'd plug in the other. Do I have it in here? I might. Yes, I do. So it has a USB on one end, so you can plug that into Chromebook or a laptop or a PC or a charging brick if you've got one for a USB, and then just magnetizes and pops right off. So it's very simple. It's very straightforward. And simple operation, 2 buttons. First one, that is now on. It's got the blue light. And so from here, the upper button, lot of vibration options. As you would expect, it starts at just the whole thing vibrating. And then it shifts to moving the focus around. I don't know how well you're going to hear that, but it's like the buzz, the main focus of the buzzing, it's like here, and then it works its way up, and then it goes back down. Same thing, but it's doing it faster, moving from each one. Now we're doing more the sort of pulsing in time. There's quite a few options, some of which vary the vibrations of the whole thing, some of which move it up and down. And they're at differing intensity. So there's a decent number of options. Speaking personally, I didn't find this to be especially effective. Now, this is not going to be me not recommending this. This is fun. This is entertaining. I think for somebody relatively new to anal play, I think this is going to be a lot of fun, because the actual width, especially at the start, is pretty manageable even for newcomers. And then even at its widest, it's like that's not too bad. But I think the vibrations will just give it a little extra thrill. And I think this is something that is good for beginners. For me, and again, this may not be an issue for all people, but what I have found for myself is that anything that's kind of floppy like this is not really gonna be as exciting. And it's not like for some generic, I like it real stiff, but it's just that for me, where my prostate is, which if you were assigned male at birth, prostate's going to be what you're aiming for. It's located at a position where like I need to get at an angle, and it's not something that's going to be hit by something this narrow. Like, to give you an idea, I'll reiterate that the toy that I have that finds the spot and hits it the best, by far, there's another Funzze, whatever they are, is this one. Because I can get it and really apply the pressure at the angle I need. This, because of its floppy nature, is not going to be doing a lot of pressure delivery, which for me personally is a bit more what I need. But the texture is good. It doesn't retain lube or residue. It cleans very easily. The charging is simple. The operation is straightforward. Again, I think for people who are either newcomers or like aren't especially experienced in anal toys or anal play, I think this would be a good sort of newbie kind of toy. Something to do something a little bit more thrilling than maybe a static toy would be. But I think folks who engage in just more and are more experienced might find this a little basic. So I think for the right customer, this could be very enticing. For me, this was fun. Something that I think I am unlikely to make much use of myself, but I also don't think it is bad. So yeah, that's that one. I've got one other from these folks to try out. I don't know when I'll have that one out though, because that is going to be something I'm going to try with another person, because that is the intent behind it. So we'll see, and I'll report back later on that one. But I do have some other stuff to tell you about as well. But I'll be back, I don't know, in a week or so to tell you about that. Yeah, I think that'll just about do it. Thanks so much for joining me, you few that do, because when I do toy reviews, these things get suppressed to hell. But anyway, thank you so much. And please remember that you are beautiful, you are valid, you are loved.